What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Tattoo Critiques. Today I am joined by a very special friend who does absolutely beautiful watercolor tattoos, and you've seen him on season 16 of Ink Master. Everybody give it up for Jorell Elie.
Wow.
Once again, welcome back. Today we are tackling apprentice tattoos, and this first one is sent in by Dietrich's Mimu, who has been apprenticing for about a year now. And Dietrich, you sent over this skull and crown on your girlfriend, who was lucky enough to receive this tattoo.
Wowzers.
And how do you feel about this one?
Well, it's obviously not done, but the stencil looks better than the actual tattoo. So props to the stencil company. You know, that stuff's lasting.
I gotta say, this one is pretty rough.
Well, yeah, he was allowed to jump onto skin, so this is probably the first time that he's tattooed human skin.
Yeah, which if it is the first one, I gotta say it's probably not the best first tattoo to be doing.
No, center of the back, nape of the neck.
A complicated image altogether.
Right.
I mean, skulls are great for a first tattoo, but nothing this complicated, and then you throw the jeweled crown on top of it. Not a great idea.
Yeah, a lot of straight lines that aren't very straight.
I was gonna say where.
What's going on up there? That guy just took a little vacation. I am assuming that you're gonna save some of these teeth and make them connect when you're done, right?
That's one of my biggest pet peeves are when, especially newer tattooers, don't connect the lines. I don't know if they're trying to make it realistic or what, but you gotta finish the lines. These gaps just make the tattoo look cheap, I guess. What? Cheap.
It was probably free, so.
So there you
So
go.
it doesn't get more cheap than that. And it's his girlfriend, so props to the girlfriend for tolerating this. Thank God she can't see it.
I mean, very true. I try to say tackle palm-sized tattoos when you're an apprentice, especially the first one, you know, and you want to focus on your line work. And granted, I know this is all mostly line work, but you want to do something that you're focusing on line work. You can always come back and do the shades and coloring later.
Yeah, traditional stuff is probably the best stuff to like start on.
Yeah, I'll always go back to traditional
Tratty
stuff.
skull, tratty rose, a lot of lines.
Yep.
It's just color packing.
It shows your flaws. You can't really get away from things like the teeth that are here. Like if this was a traditional skull, all those outlines should be complete.
Right. So many of these lines are just not going to exist. That'll go away. All the cracks will go away.
Yeah.
The teeth are not even good lines, solid lines, you know, and then when we do get to the big bold lines.
I like this line here down at the very bottom of the chin. Kind of looks like a sewing machine.
Or like those scissors with like the crinkle cuts, like crafting.
It's a French fry.
But, yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. I mean, I know we can't judge work that's unfinished, which is why I also say don't send unfinished work to the channel, because we can only critique what we see. And if that's it, not too thrilled about this one.
No. But you can save it. You can save it. So, save it. Please.
They said they were on fake skin first, right? Doing fake skin if it comes enough. But what I see, I don't see that you're pulling. It doesn't look like you're used to a machine. Like even if you've been doing fake skin, because none of these lines are straight, especially around the jawline. They're not consistent.
Yeah, I mean, anywhere. There's literally not consistent line work anywhere.
No, there's not one solid line. You've got this very, very, very thin outline on the top right of the crown, on that third prong over. And then the line that's just to the left of that is a lot thicker. So it just looks like you're kind of getting through this thing to get through it.
Or how about this main guy? Like that will be gone. That's not gonna heal there.
Not even in there.
And then whatever happened to the top of it, you know.
Got cut a little bit.
Yeah, could be a blowout.
Yeah, and this could be like maybe you're not using the best tools. Like it could be like really cheap cartridges or not a great machine. Whatever it is, it's not working.
Right.
So don't keep doing this.
Right, reassess. Because you still have time to save this. Like truly, this can still be saved.
And I don't know if you were thinking in your brain like, this isn't finished so I can come back and tidy up all this stuff later, but this is your foundation to what you're building the tattoo on. So this should be one of, if not the most important parts of the tattoo, is the structure, the outline.
Yeah. Is there anything that you think you can say they did well?
You gonna put that on me?
Yeah, I have to. It's your channel.
I would be doing a disservice if I said you did anything well. The solid blacks that are on each side of the teeth. It's not packed in great. You see holidays everywhere. Same thing with the eyes. There's not really any, you know, great parts to this tattoo.
So hopefully you take that as constructive criticism and go back to the drawing board, because this, I don't know, there's something about the drawing that I like, but there's nothing about the execution that I like. So I think conceptually you probably bit off more than you could chew, but don't give up, because you can save this. And I would love to see the saved version.
Definitely send us an update in a few months. We'll see where you're at. I think it's more so the techniques too. Like even these shades that are coming down from the crown, they just look like they're just...
7 mag, just dragged straight down.
Right. Yeah, they're all just coming straight down.
Yeah, and then not confident, obviously, first time on skin. Should be a cast shadow, right? Or a drop shadow, right?
Yeah. But thank you so much, Dietrich, for sending that over.
Thanks, D. Mimu. Cool name.
All right, so this next one is sent in from, I'm gonna call you Nojas.
Noyas.
Not even gonna try to pronounce the last name, but you said, hey, Tony, big fan. Now I don't feel so bad for calling you Nojas. Anyway, you've been apprenticing for about 1 year and 9 months, so let's check out the tattoo you sent over. I gotta say, this thing's pretty solid.
Yeah, that green, Masters Weekend's coming up. That looks pretty solid.
This coat is probably more well done than most tattooers I've seen that have been tattooing for 5+ years.
Bro, I'm sitting right here. You don't have to say that.
Just saying.
Anyway, Noyas. That's what I'm calling him. I don't love like the delicate line work, especially when it's not consistent, but the aesthetic of this whole tattoo is awesome. I really do enjoy this tattoo.
That's what I was going to bring up too, is the very thin line work, which most of the time I appreciate because it gives it structure, but since this green coat is so bold and thick, it just makes those delicate lines look even thinner. So I feel like you could have afforded to maybe make those lines a bit thicker around the goose itself, especially above the beak. It just looks like a shade rather than a line.
That's not even a line, yeah. And then if we go up to the hat, when we did have bold line work, it's shoddy at best. It's definitely inconsistent at the top of the hat. And then when we get to the front of the hat, you got this big bold line on the brim, and then this shaky kind of outlining line that got a little like a rake.
Yeah, on the right side.
Yeah, you just kind of didn't slow down enough, or you didn't get deep enough.
Yeah.
You know, just sometimes you gotta hit the back wall.
Fair.
Yeah, you don't know. Yeah, you wouldn't know.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You wouldn't know.
The same thing could be said about those feathers, the tail feathers. It's not really any line. It just looks like maybe used a mag or something that just to barely get it in there.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
It's more my speed. But,
or your thrust, but yeah, okay.
Yeah. You're gonna make sure you really slow down and get it in there. But again, I think that it only looks more delicate because of the strength that the coat has. And not that the coat has a solid outline around it, because I don't think it really needs it so much, but you have the color to back it up.
Right.
But again, that coat is really nice. I love the mag shades that you have coming from the lapel, how you can see the individual needle marks. That shows great control to me.
Couple times, yeah.
Yeah, a couple times on the shoulder of the sleeve as well, and on the back side of the sleeve.
Yes. What I don't love,
No.
is that this whole line back here just disappears off the back of the coat,
Yep.
and then on the front of the coat. And it would just be nice to see this line that's in the front of the neck of the swan, right? This is a swan, not a goose, right? Yeah, sure. It would be nice to see that consistency throughout the whole tattoo. I think if that happened in the whole tattoo, it would have been...
I agree.
You wouldn't have known it was an apprentice.
No, not at all.
Right.
And I think that's probably a little bit of fear, right? Because like you had to put it on the neck because it's the only thing there. It's skin on skin, so you had to put that line there. My bet is you were thinking that those colors would be enough to hold the strength of this tattoo.
Yeah.
Which you got away with a lot, but it would be nice to see a solid outline all the way around.
Yeah.
And for the most part, that's probably really all I can say as far as my concerns with this tattoo are the outlines. Same thing with that back foot. There's not really any outline on it. The outline kind of disappears on its, what do you call it, a thigh?
Drumstick.
Drumstick, yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, you're vegan, you wouldn't understand. A vegan drumstick. And it actually looks like a vegan drumstick. It's just a pole and then, just some meat, adjacent stuff at the end.
I'll take it. Send me the lack of line on, what would you call that?
Taint.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the lower, in between the vegan, also vegan.
You know that's what we eat.
Yeah. This guy's got no home training.
No.
Anyway.
The line on the golf club. Well, you know, you play golf, right?
Yeah.
How's that golf club look?
Not great. Not great. You have to be very confident to take on just a straight shaft.
Pause.
You know, that looks like it's got a little flex in it, and he's not swinging hard enough for that much flex.
Yo, pause.
But he is a left-handed golfer, which is kind of weird. Also, don't love that about the tattoo. Just kidding. I'm left-handed, so not when I golf.
Is it because the left-handed the left hand's in front?
Well, yeah, some people do that, but like, yeah, he's facing that way, and it just seems unnatural. But listen, we're picking apart things that don't really matter. It gets a little dicey in there.
In the hand area.
You know, the hand area. It's a real fat shaft down at the bottom. It's an old driver. I don't know. Maybe it's nostalgic for him.
Either way, I mean, I gotta say it's a solid tattoo.
Yeah, step back. This is a great tattoo.
Yeah.
Or good tattoo.
Either way, no, just solid work.
Galavicius, proud of you, dude. Dude is unisexual. So, yeah, this is kind of cool.
Yeah, for a year in, not bad.
Yeah.
On to the next one. All right, this next one comes in from. Who's this come from?
João. That's how you say it. João Vitor. I only know that because I love soccer. Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
This next one comes from João, who's a Brazilian artist. Thank you for sending this over, first of all. And you've been tattooing for 6 months, and this is your first color tattoo. You mentioned in the email that says, if it is too bad, you can say it, no problem. Your opinion will help me increase my artist skills. And I gotta say, I appreciate you for saying that, because a lot of people, you know, they can take these critiques to heart. So if you're open to the critique, super rad. And yeah, let's check it out. What? It kind of looks like you, if I'm being honest.
Yo, that is not nice. But, João, player, slow the F down. Like, inner bicep, I know it's painful for the client, and purple, that's such a hard color to.
Purple is really hard, but that looks rough.
I mean, I wish it stopped at the purple.
No, you're not wrong. But so if I could pick apart these purple areas, especially the bottom, I would like to know what was going on in your head when you did this, because it doesn't seem like you wanted to make this purple solid. You were kind of just going at it and maybe wiping away and being like, all right, next.
I don't mean to laugh. Like I can only laugh, but I'm gonna laugh. I think that requires more intention than what actually happened here. I don't even know if he wiped it away to see what was happening, because holidays doesn't cover what's happening here.
No, and it's obviously fresh.
Maybe it was done with like a 3-liner. Just the whole thing.
I mean, that's clearly a mag. I just think that it was probably on like 14 and they were just rocking, dude.
The saturation on this is so bad.
Yeah, so before we even get to the line work, the saturation is not great.
Right, and in a color tattoo, the way you develop color is probably the most important thing, right?
Yeah.
This is João. Come on, man. You're better than this. I pray that you're better than this.
I think that's probably the biggest takeaway from the color, right? Is just slowing down, because like I would like to know how long this took, you know, to be honest. Because if I did this tattoo and I tried to make it look like this, I could probably get it done in 30 minutes.
I was gonna say 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the line work's not even.
No, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I can't get away from that purple.
Yeah, and so this is fresh. So the nice thing about this is that this is gonna heal so light and so poorly that you can cover this whole thing up. So it's salvageable. Or you can actually just like bold outlines. You know, it's like a new school drawing, right? We've seen Jimmy Litwalk, all the, you know, Jesse Smith. You can save this.
Yeah, let's go back to the drawing. Let's start there, right? The drawing itself, not bad, not great. The composition as far as like the lettering with the drawing could definitely be better. I don't think the words need to be in there. This drawing could have taken up the entire bicep. The design's not bad, but you definitely went a little crazy with the purple.
Yeah, it's like maybe it was to hide the bruising that could have happened, right? Maybe we are not seeing something here.
No, you're seeing it.
Okay. Joe, I appreciate that you are ready for the critique that we've clearly already given you, but this is bad. This is not good.
You know what's crazy? Mint green is also a very hard color to pack, and it looks like that's probably the most redeeming quality on this tattoo is that mint green. Or maybe I'm just not seeing it clearly. There's holidays, like, don't get me wrong.
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. The shirt. You're talking about the shirt?
Yeah.
The shirt with the muddy gray wash undertone.
Also, good point. If you're trying to do mint green, it might not be best to throw the gray wash in there first. And usually I'm a big fan of throwing gray wash into a tattoo first before you lay the color.
Sure.
But if it's mint green, you gotta be careful with it. It's the same thing when it comes to yellow. You gotta be careful with your gray washes before laying down yellow or any light tone because it's just gonna give it a weird color.
Yeah. There's like nowhere to look in this tattoo and feel good about.
Right, I know. It seems like they tried to make a texture in the green face as well. Like I see some like lines or something. But a tattoo with the design that's so small, maybe stay away from those extra textures, especially if you're not confident enough to pull them off well. You know, this probably would have been better flat green.
And this electric yellow halo, how do you feel about that?
The same way I feel about everything else, Brain.
The same thing we do every night, Pinky.
I'm a fan of purple and gold as a Laker fan, but these just don't work. And it's just across the board. It doesn't even happen down at the bottom.
Yeah, I know.
Just loses it down at the bottom. And obviously he magged that in, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say normally that's something I would outline, maybe like a fat outline, give it a nice bold, crisp look, like a Kelly Doty style kind of tattoo. It just looks like it was magged in after that purple was put in there. It's kind of all over the place. Thicker in some areas, thinner in others. The use your brain, obviously not saturated at all, and it looks a bit. What's the word I'm searching for when you kind of just fuck the skin up?
Toe up from the flow up. I think that's what you meant.
I think that's what I meant.
Yeah, this is pretty bad. Yeah, let this heal and then bold up those lines. Like none of the line work's good.
But you gotta slow down. You can keep the needle moving, but when you're re-outlining this, which I hope you will, slow down. I don't know what machine you're using, and they all use different voltage, but maybe try like a 5.5, 6 voltage, and just slow your roll, get a nice consistent line.
Yeah, second layer of skin. That's where we're getting. Second layer of skin. Yeah, there's not much else to say.
No, I'd say this is almost worth the coveted Sick-Ass Panther Award.
I would probably say so.
We'll find out later.
Yeah. More to come, though. More to come.
Thank you, Joa?
Zhao,
for sending that over.
Yeah.
And maybe next time, use your brain. All right, this next tattoo comes in from Jupe. These are some interesting names. I'm allowed to say it. My name is Pony, after all. Anyway, Jupe, you've been apprenticing for 11 months, and you tackled a back piece, which is crazy.
Very crazy.
As a mentor, I don't know if I would allow you to, for lack of better words, to tattoo a back piece. However, thing's pretty crazy.
If you're gonna be an 11-month apprentice and do a back piece, this is not a bad way to start.
Absolutely not.
The drawing's pretty effing rad.
Yeah, if you made this drawing, I'm wildly impressed.
Right. Yeah, actually, if you are making your own drawings as an apprentice, kudos to you. You're already starting light years ahead of anybody else who's picking up sticks.
While we're on the drawing, the one thing that, it doesn't really bug me, but the one thing that I see you've kind of done maybe 50% is you've got the hairs of the horse going one direction, and then the little frills coming from the Reaper's suit are going the same direction. I probably would have made the flames from the eyes also going that direction, and the flames from the horse, just to keep everything moving in that similar fashion. The hairs on the horse's tail kind of go at an up angle, but I think it would have been a little more pleasing, a little more like flowy, had all those lines and shades and movements just went the same direction. Because even the little flame that's coming from the horse's eye on the left side, it's going up and the hair's going left, so it doesn't sit that well with me, and I know I'm being nitpicky, but I feel like those should all kind of be going a similar direction. What do you think?
Well, so I'm not allowed to critique horses because on TV, I didn't know how to make a horse, right?
I love that horse.
Yeah, so did I, because that wasn't a hoof down at the bottom. But I'm not losing sleep over it.
Yeah, you are.
Okay. Jupe, the reason that I don't think the reason I don't think apprentices should take on back pieces is because of exactly what you're talking about. It's composition, right? If if there is a wind that exists in this tattoo, and clearly it does because the hair is moving in a way, or if there's motion going everything should be moving that way. It should tell a story, right? So this Reaper is living in space where, you know, gravity and any other kind of outside influence doesn't exist, and it can have flames coming straight out through the eyes. And compositionally, this just doesn't make sense. The tail's coming out of what would be a very, very tapered lower half of the body. And I get how, you know, you're trying to fit this onto a back, but I would have convinced him to go to his butt cheek and maybe take that other leg down to the butt cheek. Because you're just cramming too much stuff. And I know that this is obviously a huge image, but it could have looked so much cooler if you just got that in. Then if we break down kind of like when we start zooming in, that arrow, I don't know how you can't, if you can do a back piece, or if you think you're confident enough to take on a back piece, you should be able to sculpt a line. That arrow, mostly because it's isolated on its own, just really sticks out like a sore thumb. The actual shaft of it is super janky, and then the feathered tip is inconsistent in terms of shape, like a line weight on the top to the bottom, which, you know, is really exaggerated because it's by itself. Right? Again, drawing, super sick though. Very metal, love it.
Which I think that is probably one part that could have broke the composition too. Like if all the things that should be flowing in one direction, the hair and the flame, I think you could have had like 2 arrows breaking that composition, you know, because that doesn't need to be going that same way. It's not.
It also doesn't need to be there. It's the only arrow in the image.
Very true.
And it doesn't need to be there. I also, I don't know if it's the photo that you took, but this, the Reaper shaft, if it had that bend there, it wouldn't really like link up where it links up, right?
Yeah.
That kind of doesn't make much sense.
Yeah, if you follow those lines, kind of shifts up on the left side.
So again, and that would have been an opportunity to really use the crown of the customer's back, the client's back, to use that as the shape for the shaft if you were going to bring it that high. But again, you wouldn't know that as an apprentice because you haven't seen these come back or you haven't laid these out before, right?
Right. It's a weird one because it is, I'm very impressed, you know, with a lot of things in this tattoo. Like I love the holes in the horse's leg too on the left side. Super cool feature.
It is.
A lot of nice detail on the chain and whatnot. I think the biggest issue is probably the composition, but again, it's.
Yeah, and actually a couple different techniques in here too, right? It looks like a little bit of line work, like engraving, which is getting pretty popular nowadays.
The robe of the skeleton.
But you know, like a repetition throughout the tattoo is another way to have good composition. And so when it only shows up in one side of the tattoo and then not in another side of the tattoo, then you're like, so was this a collab or did 2 artists do this? Or especially with the hair, right? The hair doesn't like, it's super traditional.
Yeah.
Right? You could see, like, just take the horse's head and put a gypsy's head there and a traditional gypsy head there, and then it's the same thing, right? But the body of this is clearly not traditional. It's done in dot work.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. So, you know, stick to one theme if you're trying to tell one story, and I imagine that you were in this one, but we are picking apart pretty like small stuff. Last thing I'm gonna say about a horse's anatomy, which I got railroaded on.
No leg to stand on.
Yeah. That was good. What's up with it? Why you got a derpy T-Rex leg, right? Come on, that front leg is not the same size as the back leg, right?
Yeah.
And you got to make the pose. You got to do the.
You don't have to
pose. You do have to.
Okay.
Try it.
No.
All right. It's the natural form of your wrist. Do it. But you clearly see that if you were to bend that, it wouldn't be the same length.
Yeah.
And he's in necrosis. He's probably close to not existing anymore. So yeah, he could have shrunk over time.
I like that sick bullet hole in that one skull down there. That's dope, dude.
It could have been a mace hole or
whatever. You're a mace hole.
You're being a mace hole.
I gotta applaud you for attempting it. It is a lot to take on as such a newer tattooer. You got a lot of nice tricks in there. I think the main thing is composition and keeping those same textures throughout the entire tattoo. Like if you have the hatch marks on the right, try to bring them somewhere on the left. And same thing with the stipple work. Try to introduce it, so it's just one cohesive piece rather than, like he said, looking like somebody did the skeleton, somebody else did the horse, somebody else did the hair.
Yeah, but props for taking that on.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Jupe.
Jupe. Thank you so much for sending that over. Let's check out the next one. This one comes in from Cody Clinton, who's been an apprentice since November of 2025. And Cody, you mentioned in your email that you've only tattooed skin 2 other times, and that's been to black out a leg to get the feeling of tight circles, which obviously didn't help on this tattoo at all. What? There's no solid black parts on this. It's just terrible lines.
Came in hot. No pun intended. It's a flame. Yeah, this is not great. Yeah, there's not much to really enjoy about this one.
Yeah.
Fortunately, the black is really close that you can just come in and
extend it.
Black it out.
Fair. It's mean, but fair.
No, but like, let's go through it, right? Yeah. Such a tall ask for any apprentice to pull perfectly straight lines. Especially second time, right? First time?
Technically third, I think, second or third. Regardless, but also such a thin needle as well.
You're right. The thinner you go, the more raw it becomes. Like every flaw is picked up, right?
I've heard of some apprentices starting with smaller needles and then mastering those, and that way by the time they got to a 9 or 14, it would be a lot easier, which isn't a bad way to look at it, But 9s and 14s are obviously going to be a lot easier to pull. They look straighter, less flaws. 3s, which I think this is, I mean, it looks like a 5, but I'm assuming you kind of buried that a little bit. It's pretty janky. And again, it's a perfect rectangle, so you're going to notice all these little flaws, and you do.
Right. And they even, in the drawing, they had like a couple of cracks. Like you could add a crack to like save yourself.
Yeah, something to break it up. If you can find something, even cutting this rectangle in thirds, anything that you can find to help break up that shape to make it not so hard to pull that infinitely long line all the way around, like you said, save yourself.
Yeah.
You don't need to do that.
Right. Matchstick, bold choice, also straight lines. And then the color packing here was...
Yeah, the color is a bit odd. It doesn't look like it's glowing at all.
Doesn't look hot. It don't look hot.
I'm trying to think what it looks like if I squint my eyes.
Yeah. Well, my eyes stay squinted. But
hey.
I just see it wider now. No, that's a joke to the cameraman. But yeah, there's not much about this, the line work in this tattoo or the saturation in this tattoo that you would be like, yeah, I'm impressed, or even like this is serviceable.
Yeah, again, going back to like, especially if it's your second or third one outside of a black, fill-in, do tattoos that will make you better. Do a traditional rose or traditional skull, something that you can practice these lines that have curves and shape, and I don't think this is helping you out at all in any way, shape, or form. This is just it's a disaster waiting to happen.
No, definitely not us talking about it either. But also, it probably doesn't help that I see this like pop mark in the black, packing that they were doing that leads me to believe that this is probably not going to heal super well either. But yeah, like do yourself a favor and don't take on stuff like this. You're trying to learn, and this is not helping you learn because you're skipping so many steps to get to this point.
Yeah, the small detail stuff isn't a great move. Outside from that rectangle alone, even if it was just the matchstick on fire, you're not gonna learn anything from this tattoo. Do something that's like palm sized, hand sized even. It has a lot of wiggle room.
Yeah.
Room for you to make big shades. Get used to the mag, like pulling nice mag drags. But this, you're so worried about doing this finite detail in the matchstick. Like you have these little lines in the matchstick that are doing absolutely nothing.
Yeah, was this an attempt at like a watercolor tattoo?
Oh, it does kind of look like yours, doesn't it?
Much cleaner line work. But really, I think it is actually an attempt at like texturizing the shaft, and you're skipping so many steps. Like none of this is even solid. If you zoom in these lines, none of the color even goes up to the line. No, literally almost down the whole shaft.
Yeah, so they're focusing on things that shouldn't really be focused on.
Right.
Like this matchstick doesn't need that crazy detail to it.
Right.
When you don't even know how to put down a straight line.
Right. Back to basics, guys.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing, right? Like knowing your foundations and building from your foundations, but you have to get the foundations down first. I know we sound like a bunch of grumpy old men. but
You do.
there's a reason for it.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's about all there is to say about that. Thank you, Cody, for having a nice, easy name to pronounce, and for sending that in. All right, and really quick, we wanted to give an honorable mention to this tattoo coming in from Zane out of Southern Australia, who has...
Wow, that was pretty good.
Yeah, thanks. Who is a third-year apprentice, and I feel like this just goes to show you that taking your time with something, even in your apprenticeship, like having an extended apprenticeship, can really help you out with everything, because this tattoo is, for the most part, very solid. It looks great, it's pleasing to the eye, it has a lot of good qualities to it, could use a little bit of line work here and there, but solid tattoo nonetheless. So rock on, Zane, thanks for sending that over.
Well done from down under. That was not a great accent. I'm sorry.
All right, well, that's gonna do it for the critiques, but you know we gotta share with you our favorite artist of the episode, which was Nojus.
We're not just saying your name. You see that?
I see.
Not just
saying your name. Yeah. With this swan / goose, whatever this is, tattoo, pretty rock solid. Not gonna take much to make this thing perfect. That jacket is ridiculous.
Pristine.
Yeah, not much more to say about that one. So congratulations, Nojus, on sending us over such a killer tattoo.
Yeah, keep it going, bud.
All right, and you know, we've done the Sick Ass Panther Award a couple times in the past, and I'd like to keep it going. For this episode, I think we have to give it to Zhao, unfortunately. This tattoo would make for a fantastic Sick Ass Panther cover.
I can see it now. All that purple just used as black shading.
Yep. So congratulations, Zhao, on being our, I don't know, third, fourth Sick Ass Panther recipient. Hope you don't take it too harshly. Thanks again for sending this over and allowing us to talk about it. And yeah, keep us updated in 6 months, a year. I'd like to see where you're at. All right, now it's that time of the episode where we put a spotlight on somebody who we think you should all be following. And Jorell, you got somebody in mind?
I do. It's my homie Roger Perea out of Atlanta, Georgia. Black Owl Tattoos is his shop. This dude, jack of all trades, master of them all. Black and gray realism, portraiture, anime, anything. You got it. You want it, he got it.
Yeah, I really like this little goldfish that he did. It's like an illustrative one on the hand. It's super cool. I love how strong it looks. The colors work well with each other. Super dope. And I even like how he implements like his kids with superheroes sometimes. You know?
Yeah, that's some of my favorite like collabs within himself. Also, his color work on melanated skin is probably unrivaled to anybody else I've seen. I'm also a little bit biased because we just did a collab, our third one, but love this dude's work. Give him a follow. Also, one of the raddest dudes you'll meet, and he's pretty strong. He's a weightlifter.
Either way, go give him a follow and let him know that we sent you. All right, well, that's gonna be it for this episode. Once again, thank you so much to Jorell for joining me on this adventure.
Well, thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure, as always.
It's always a pleasure hanging out with you.
See your pink face.
Thank you.
We're gonna try to stay separated, but we can.
It's the one time we can get together. But everybody, thanks again so much. Don't forget to subscribe while you're here. And if you'd like to see your tattoos critiqued on this channel, you can do so by sending them to ponycritiques@gmail.com.
Yes. No fake skin.
No fake skin, please. All right, thank y'all, and see you next week.
Bye.